Hello students, I am Chirajit Bhattacharjee, your drawing and painting teacher. Would like to welcome you all in our online classes of Lakshmipad Singhania School, Kakroli, for class 12, section ABC, uh, subject painting. In our last few videos, I have to discuss with you regarding the miniature painting, Indian miniature painting, and development of the Rajasthani miniature painting. And we have also discussed regarding Mewar School of Miniature Painting, and one painting Moru Ragini. So I have came to know that you people are facing problem while making your note copy for painting theory subject. So what type of question they may ask you, what you have to write, whether you have to copy the same note as it is, or what to do. So I'm telling you, you need not copy the note, because it is not note, it is a material which I am providing you. Out of this material you have to write down, you have to make your own note, your own uh, answer copy for the question. So what are the question may come, what type of question will come, or what are the question you can make out of this material I'm just sharing with you. Question may, whatever question I will give you, question may change, or they may ask you some different question, but don't worry. If you prepare the note properly, if you study the material properly, then whatever question they will ask you within the course, you can answer all of them. You can get 30 out of 30 mark. You have to study properly. You just give um, uh, 10 to 15 days in for this. Dedicated, you give 10 to 15 days, and you can get good mark. So our first question, that is first video, I have discussed with miniature painting of India and its development. Out of this note, what question you can make, or what type of question can be asked. I'm giving you an example. How did miniature painting started in Indian subcontinent? If the question will come like this, then you have to answer what is miniature painting. Actually, just 2-3 lines. The word will be limited, because I have elaborately written down the notes material so that you can understand properly. But when you make the note, you need not elaborate. You just remember the main gist, and write down it point wise, and then explain the point when the question will come. If the question come, how did miniature painting started in Indian subcontinent, then you have to write down what is miniature painting, a 2 or 3 line introduction, then history of miniature painting, of miniature painting, um, that what the miniature painting started from the pala, and they are the original pioneer, all those things. And then contribution of the pala, just write few lines, 2 or 3 lines, and join school of miniature painting. Then explain that after that the miniature painting carry forward by the Rajasthani, Rajasthan, Mughal, and Pahadi, Pahadi, Decani, the school of miniature painting. So, if the question come, how did miniature painting started in India? So, or it may come, write a note on the miniature painting of Indian subcontinent. Then you have to explain little bit more about Rajasthani like this. It's just like a history you have to write. Then our next class is video was. I was taken on Rajasthani School of Miniature Painting. From Rajasthani School of Miniature Painting, we have studied origin and development. I have discussed with you, and for feature of Rajasthani Miniature Painting, and major important sub school of Rajasthani Miniature Painting, and important painting and artist with their respective school. I have discussed with you. So let us see what are the question can be come from this material. Write a note on the miniature painting of Rajasthani school. If the question comes like this, then you have to write down origin and development little bit. Then features of the Rajasthani painting. What are the characteristic features? Just one or two lines, and just write down the name of the sub school of the miniature Rajasthani miniature painting. In this question, you need not write the name of the painting and artist. Question is, write a note on the miniature painting of Rajasthani school. Next question, how did Rajasthani School of Miniature Painting come in exist or develop? It's a direct question. You have to write down the origin and development. In this case, you should need not write the feature. They directly ask you that how did Rajasthani miniature painting come in exist or develop. Mention any five feature of Rajasthani miniature school of painting. If they ask you features, then I have written down the features of the Rajasthani school of miniature painting. Uh, Painting are two-dimensional with simplification of line and flat color. This can be a feature. Next one is color have been used harmoniously and very with special meaning of individual color. Like this, you can make this. I have given 5 point. You can make this 5 point in 10 or 15 point, small point. They may ask you separately, write down the characteristic features of Mewar School of Miniature Painting. In my last video, I have discussed with you regarding this characteristic features of Mewar School of Miniature Painting. Or they may ask you Jaipur, Jodhpur, anything. if if they ask any school, if you don't know the miniature, what are the characteristic features of miniatures, what are the characteristic features of the miniature painting of that particular school, then don't worry, write down the characteristic features of the Rajasthani School of Miniature Painting. All are same, little bit with a little difference, all are same some, but it will be better to remember the study properly and remember the characteristic features of every school individually. Mention any five features of Rajasthan School of Miniature Painting. I have just discussed with you, but explain the technique used by the artist of Rajasthan period. If the question come like this, so I have not made this, I have not discussed with you technique of the artist of Rajasthan School of Miniature Painting. So what technique they use, I have not written it is separately, but it is included in the features of the miniature painting. This answer is in the features of the miniature painting. These are the feature, but you have to change it little bit. If they ask you feature, then you have to write like this: the painting are two dimensional, all those things. And if they ask you about the technique, what is the technique the Rajasthani paint artist has used for making their miniature painting, then you have to write down the artist has used two-dimensional figure with simplification of line and flat color scheme. Like this you have to make. The artist has used color harmoniously and with special meaning of each individual color. Sometimes the artist has used gold and silver color to give special glamour to those painting. Then like this, in the art, the color which has been used in the Rajasthani miniature painting, these color intentionally used by the artist because for the artist every color has some symbolic meaning. Like this you have to make the technique out of the features, and few technique you will get, you can take a you can few point of the technique you can also find out in this origin and development. Like that mainly the artist has used painting based on the bhakti cult, Kabir, Ravidas, Tulsidas devotional song. These are the subject matter of the for the artist for their miniature painting. So I hope you have understood the what type of question you can make from the material. And let us discuss about our Mewar School of Miniature Painting. Write a short note on Mewar School of Miniature Painting and its features. If the question come like this, then you have to write down Mewar School of Miniature Painting Development, its origin, all those things I have written. Then characteristic features. This much you have to write down. Next question. Briefly evaluate the compositional arrangement of the following artwork of Rajasthani School of Miniature Painting. They may ask you a question like this. Briefly evaluate the compositional arrangement. So what is compositional arrangement? Suppose in our last video I have talked with you regarding Moru Ragini of Mewar School of Miniature Painting. So the explanation which I have written here, painting title Moruragini, artist Shabuddin, Sub School Mewar, medium tempera on paper, time 18th century, collection National Museum, New Delhi. Subject matter, what is the subject matter I have written, composition and arrangement, and color scheme. These 3 points I have written, and this is the answer of the question. If they ask you, briefly evaluate the composition and arrangement of the painting. Suppose Moruragini, they may give you direct question. Briefly evaluate the composition and arrangement of Moruragini or Raja Aniruddha Singh Hera, Chugan player, anything they can ask. I don't know which one will come. Every painting is important. So you have to study all the paintings, and you can write your own explanation of the painting based on my explanation, the explanation which I have given you, like this: subject matter, composition, arrangement, and color scheme. I have written down. Based on this, you can make your own note. Whatever you see in this painting, you have to write down in the explanation. And if you want to get good mark, 6 out, if the question will come for 6 mark, then if you want to get 6 mark, 6 out of 6, then you have to give a small illustration. In class 11 you have given to, as I have told you, if to get good mark you have to give illustration. So like this illustration you have to give, and you have to write down this answer, that explanation of the painting. So like this, any painting they may ask you, I will give you all the material of explanation of the all painting which I have written here. Moruragani is already I have given. Next, Raja Onuddin Sira, Chugan player, all those things I will give. And next question is, explain any miniature painting of Krishnanagar School of Painting. Explain any miniature painting of Kishangarh School of Painting. So what they are asking, explain any miniature painting of Kishangarh. So in Kishangarh, which painting belongs to Kishangarh? Radha. That is Banitani. This painting is Radha. This is Banitani. This painting belong to Kishangarh, and artist is Nihal Chand. So if the question will come like this, explain any one painting of Rajasthani miniature artist Nihal Chand. They didn't tell you from which school Nihal Chand belongs. They just give you one name, artist Nihal Chand. So in this case, you have to remember the name of the artist, and his painting, and from which respective school he belong to. So Nihal Chand, the artist, he is the artist of Kishangarh. Same painting you have to explain. The two question for same answer. Question number 9 and 8 and 9 are the same question of two question of the same answer. So you have to for that you have to remember the name and name of the artist, and his respective work, and from which school he or she belongs to. So this thing you have to remember, otherwise you cannot write if the question come like this. And last question, write a note on the miniature painting of Jaipur School of Miniature Painting. As it is like this, Mewar School of Miniature Painting and characteristic, like this I will give you characteristic features and origin and development of Jaipur School of Miniature Painting. Like this I will cover all the important sub school of Rajasthani miniature painting, and I will provide you no material on my Google class, and you can make your own note copy based on this type of question. This video is going to be very long, that is why I'm stopping this video right now. In our next video I will show you a question paper of previous last year 12 final. I will show you, and I'll show you that which are the question came, and what in which section what type of question is coming. We'll discuss with you regarding the question paper. So till date, study properly, and if you are having any problem, you ask me. I will upload this PDF in my Google Classroom. You can download it simultaneously. If you have any question, you can ask me regarding the note which material which I have provided you. Based on that, if you have any question, you can ask me. I will tell you the answer how to make your note copy for fine arts. And it is mandatory for every student has to have to make their own note copy and show it to me. I'll check it, and I will go through it. If you need the separately questions, then I'm ready to upload few question on every material which material I'm providing you. Based on that, I will write down few question, and you can take a reference, because I don't know what type of question will come, what they will ask, but I am sure 100% whatever material I'm providing you, if you prepare your own note, then you can answer all the questions they will ask you. The question will come in the examination, you can answer all the question, no problem. So my dear friends, thank you for watching. Hope you, and if there is any problem, you ask me in my Google class. Bye, thank you.